Hey, what's up, Step by Step family? It is an overdue time for me to clean my pigeon coop, so come in and join with me. Stay tuned. Okay, before I clean my pigeon coop, before I go inside, I always try to make sure I cover my hair up completely, and I'm going to be wearing a mask and also putting another layer of material over my face, because when I go in, you start shoveling everything and everything starts to kind of float up in the air as far as manure, and I want to make sure that I keep everything, my mouth and my nose clean. So let me just say, don't judge me. It's been a while. I've been busy and I have not had a chance to go inside and clean my pigeon coop. So please do not put in the comments about how awful and dirty and filthy it is. I already know, and that's why I'm going to clean it. But I wanted to take you inside and show you and be transparent with you how the pigeons are doing and what it looks like right now. I want to show you my beautiful babies that I have. All different colors, different patterns. This one right here, I bet has an egg. Yep. So she's sitting on an egg. And then I've got this one right here. And anytime they puff up and they look like they're not happy, yep, they're sitting on an egg. And I bet they're sitting on an egg. Yep, they're sitting on an egg. So anytime, one of the things that I found is you can tell if they're sitting on an egg is, number one, they're not moving anytime you get close. If you get close, sometimes they'll fly away. And they always seem to puff their chest up, and they always kind of just look like they are just not really happy. That's a sure sign. So this one right here is probably also sitting on an egg. So it looks like there's a lot of these. Let's see, at least 1, 2, 3, 4 nests for sure that's sitting on an egg. So this is a way I like to keep the nest, like it's really nice and clean for the most part. It has clean straw. Let's see, this one right here, of course the edges, there's really not a whole lot you can do with that. They're just going to sit on the edge and poop. So, you can just clean that up. That's not a big deal. But for the most part, the inside is not too bad. But there is some that is, does need to be cleaned. And obviously, I'm going to be scraping all that up. The floor looks really bad. I already know. So, I don't really... I already know it. So I'm going to be cleaning this up, and I'm going to just show you all what I do. Now, I will say this. This is a thing that's frustrating me with these birds. And I've tried a couple of different ways. One was with a 5-gallon bucket, doing holes, and I just went ahead and went to a smaller size bucket. And at first it seemed like it worked really well. Now I'm finding that they are completely wasting. Look at all this food on the floor. Like, that's a lot of food, and that's a lot of money. So we're trying to a couple of new things. And if you guys happen to have any tried and true ways that, because what we do is we put, the lid, obviously they're going to stand on top of it and get it dirty, but we just put the food on the inside, and we make the holes big enough where they can put their head in but not get food all over the floor. So I don't know how they're managing to do this, but they're doing a really good job at making a mess and wasting money and food. So if you all have any tried and true ways of how you feed your pigeons, or if you all have maybe chickens and you have a sure way of how not to waste food, please put that in the comments, because I would love to hear what you have to say. Okay, so for me, I wouldn't say that there's any particular order that I clean. And the reason why I sound muffled is because I've got my mask on in here. I mean, it doesn't smell too bad, but you know, anytime you've got feces, it's not going to smell the best. But I think what I'm going to do is I always kind of like to work from the top down. Now we have like ledges here where they sometimes they'll roost on and they'll sit on, and I just have like a old metal used scraper. So I just take this and you know, I'll just kind of clean this up real good. And it's really easy. It's really easy for the most part to clean all this. It's not, you know, it's not really hard and compact. So as you can see, just in just a couple minutes, how, you know, it's really, it's pretty much clean. We'll work over here. And of course, you always want to definitely wear gloves. So really, for the most part, you know, they may have a little bit of poop that's stuck to the, you know, as they fly. And I mean, so as you can see, in just that short amount of time that this has been cleaned up. Okay, so I want to show you all real fast a difference between or what has happened with one of our nests. Okay, so this is a nest. I did all these nests all at the same time. So yeah, obviously this is going to be dirty and I'll need to clean that. But the nest, for the most part, is still fairly clean. It has dry straw in it, and it's you know, they like that a lot. Now this nest, if you look at it, looks awful. It has poop that's caked all on it, and the straw is you know, it's dirty, it's filthy. The difference between this nest and this nest is that there was a bird or some birds that just had eggs. And when they have eggs, they, you know, they rotate and they pretty much stay on the eggs until they hatch. Now, whenever there's an egg in the nest, I don't touch it. So for example, with this bird right here, I'm not going to fool with their nest at all, because I don't want to disturb them. I don't want to get them upset, and I don't want to disturb the egg. So the reason why this nest looks so bad is because it's been several weeks that that the bird sat on the egg, and then when the baby is hatched, it's, you know, it's still brand new. And so as they sit on the nest, it continues to build up. So the poop continues basically to build up. So that is why this nest looks so bad. It's not because, you know, it's been months and months and months since I've cleaned it. It's because there was a bird that sat on this this particular nest that looked like this at the time. And then they hatched their eggs, and then they sat on the baby, and they continued to take care of the baby until it was ready. So that's why now you know, this is done. So now what I'm going to do is, as you can see, I've just taken this right here, and I will be just kind of scraping off all this extra excess stuff. But this is basically how easy it is. And I would get all of this debris out of here, but I wanted to kind of show you all why this nest was so built up and why it looks so bad. And this one doesn't, and they were both done at the same time. while I am cleaning out the box here, I was in the process of cleaning and I'm kind of standing up on one of the higher levels, and look what I found. Mama is sitting on, this egg is super tiny, so that means she probably just had that just recent, because it's so much smaller. If you can compare it with these two, that one right there is super tiny. So we've got one that I can see, 2, 3, and I know that this one has an egg. I'm going to say 4. And then this one has an egg. I'm going to say this is probably 1. That's 5. So it looks like while I am cleaning, we got some eggs, and I hope that everything goes well. Sometimes they can have a tendency to sit on them and yeah, squish them. Okay, so once I have the boxes cleaned out, for the most part it's fairly clean, a whole lot cleaner than what it was before. I'll take some dry straw and I will not fill up the boxes all the way, because I want them to kind of build their nests themselves for the most part. And you know, a lot of times when they build their nests, just like when you have birds out, you know, in the trees, they'll take some twigs or straw, they'll use some of their feathers, and they'll even build it up with their poop. So I just kind of put just a little bit in here, and I'll be doing it for this one and this one, and for all the other ones that I cleaned. This one was already clean, and then I am not going to bother any of those at all. But what I did do was, I'll bring it over here. You know, since we have 2 boxes together, this one is right here, and I did clean this one. So of course they don't like it, but this one has 2 eggs I found when they kind of lifted up. So I did clean this one, and I cleaned this one that's right next to this one here. And let's see, I've got this one right here that I just cleaned out, and then with this one I am not going to bother this one because they're already sitting on an egg. So I'm going to finish up with this. I got to clean these 2 and finish putting a little bit of straw, and then the next step is going to be the floor. We are all done. It took me a little while because it's been a while since it's been done, but all of them now have clean nests, with the exception of the ones that have eggs. Like I said, I don't touch those. So we've cleaned them, all the boxes out, and I even cleaned this one out next to this one, and this one that was sitting on the nest. One of them got off, so this one right here has 2 eggs. So I just wanted to kind of show you all what I did. I just basically took a flat nose shovel and just scraped the bottom of the floor, got all the food up, as much of the poop up as I could, cleaned out the boxes, cleaned off the ledges, so those are all clean. And these are our beautiful birds here. They are happy. They're happy now with their cleanness. And it looks like spring is in the air, because from what I could count, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 new eggs. So we'll see if they all hatch. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. And then the very last thing that I do is, once I'm done cleaning everything up, is I'll just take a little clean straw. This is just me, and I kind of like to, you know, spread it on the ground, just kind of randomly, because I want them to start to build their own nest themselves. It allows them to be able to do what they normally do in nature, which is go down, find pieces, put it in their nest, and just build it up. So for the most part, that is pretty much it. We have a clean coop. Everybody's happy. Thank you guys for watching. All right, we'll see you later.